Hey guys, welcome to Picks Parlays. I'm Allie Burns and I've got a free NHL pick for this Saturday, November the 6th. This week's promo code is FALL. FALL saves you 20% off the entire picksandparlays.net site. The Bruins are taking on the Maple Leafs, and I've got expert handicapper Scott Richenbach with us today to give us a free pick. How's it going, Scott?
Going well, and we're rolling now into the second month of the hockey season. So always nice because you start to see some patterns develop after those first few weeks, and then you can start to cash in on those. So hopefully it'll be a nice, profitable hockey season for us.
Yeah, lots of trends already just really solidified in the beginning stages of this NHL season. So lots of places to look. Let's talk Bruins at the Leafs. Leafs are the favorite on their home ice, minus 125. We've got a total of 5.5. Where are we looking for this one?
This is a great matchup. It's a huge divisional matchup because right now, though, you have Florida at the very top, kind of running away with things. But again, it's very early. But then Toronto's right there in it in the Atlantic Division, and then Boston's a little further back. But they've only played 8 games. And here's one of the things about the Bruins: they've won 5 of their 8 games. So 5-3 may not sound that impressive, but 2 of their losses are to Florida and Carolina. And entering Saturday's action, neither one of those teams have lost a game in regulation. In fact, Carolina hasn't even lost a game, period. Florida has one loss that I believe came in OT or the shootout. But the point is, those are two fantastic teams. Other than that, Boston has one other loss, which was to the Flyers and a pretty solid Philly team. So I think Boston is flying a little under the radar right now early this season. They're getting some pretty solid goaltending from both of their goalies, and we're no longer talking about Halak and Rask in Boston, but these other two guys are getting it done. You have Allmark, who used to be with Buffalo, and then you got the young guy Swayman, and they're both kind of starting to really settle into a nice pattern. And goaltending is so important in the NHL. So you can kind of see already that I'm leaning toward Boston. Let me explain why, because one of the reasons as well is that from a situational standpoint, Toronto's off a win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have, of course, have won back-to-back Stanley Cup championships, and in that game, Toronto was down 1-0 for most of that game. Got a late goal to be able to force extra time, and they won it in overtime. So huge win for Toronto. Here's the thing: they've now won 4 straight games, but before that, the other 3 wins were against Vegas and Chicago and Detroit. And of course, Chicago and Detroit, two of the lesser teams in the league, and Vegas is really having a down season so far as well. So not to take anything away from winning, because winning's what it's all about, but I think Toronto might be a little overvalued here. But coming off that fourth straight win, before that they had lost 5 of their first 7 games this season. So Toronto's a very good team. Don't get me wrong; they're going to be, of course, one of the better teams in the league. But so is Boston, and I think Boston is where the value is at in this one. And from a situational standpoint, I love fading, uh, being able to take an underdog and go against a team that's in a tough spot. And again, Toronto in a tough spot because off of that win against the defending Stanley Cup champions, two-time defending Stanley Cup champs. I think Boston is hungry also because they've had that slower start to the season, again, with just the 5 wins in 8 games, but they've played a tough schedule. That one advantage they do have too is they have played 3 less games in Toronto. Their legs are still a little fresher. I know it's early in the season, but it's not too early to start factoring that in as well. And I think Boston's going to come out hungry on the road, really push it here in this one. And they've got such a strong top line. That's the thing. Boston is so hard to stop with that top first line of theirs. And I think they're going to get it done on the road in this one.
Well, that was a fantastic breakdown, my friend. And yeah, I mean, strength of schedule means a lot, especially, college basketball is coming right around the corner here, like 2 more
Yes.
days or so. Strength of schedule plays a huge amount in how I cap college basketball and college football as well. So, hockey, same thing, y'all. And I love some plus money. So, let's roll with plus money. The Boston Bruins on the road at the Maple Leafs. What do you have lined up over at picksandparlays.net for the rest of the weekend, Scott?
We'll include some hockey for sure. I know some guys they say, "Oh, it's a football weekend, so no time for hockey." I'm always looking at hockey. It's a sport I have a great passion for. And actually, to be honest, there's some extra value sometimes on the weekends. Keep that in mind, guys. There's some extra value on football weekends with the other sports because they get a little less attention. And that means you may not see the lines get steamed quite as much. And that goes for basketball as well. There's just less focus on it when there's 50 games in college football on a Saturday and, 12 to 14 in NFL on a Sunday. So always be considering that extra value. Don't make the mistake of ignoring the other sports. So yes, I will be involved in the other sports as well. And a big hockey play this weekend is quite possible on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that from the Bulldog.
I love it. All right. Scott the Bulldog Richenbach. You can find him at picksandparlays.net. That's where we keep all of his premium picks and packages. Until then, let's take some plus money with the Boston Bruins on Saturday night.